Whose playoffs you got?
So, number 7, Ben Davis begins playoffs this week. And I'm looking forward to this, man. 6A in Utah. Bingham. Potentially Bingham East rematch in the finals.
That would be finals?
They both got to win 3 games to get there November 17th. Mark your calendars, folks.
You'll be there?
I'll be there on my laptop watching the game. Hopefully it's streaming live.
Yeah.
So Utah, make it happen. You know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be trying to go watch some of those SoCal playoffs.
Right. I know.
That field's going to be nuts.
Yeah, you could go every week.
I could.
And just stay down there for a
CBS
while.
will pay for it too, right?
Yeah,
I just got to film a little bit.
Yeah.
Book it.
All right, we're going to get going here. We are live on Facebook. That is Zack Poff, our national football editor. I am Steve Montoya. Monday, so we talk about football rankings. And not a lot of shakeup, but there is some shakeup. New team enters. We'll get to that here in a bit.
Let's hold off on the highlights, boys and girls. Let's pull up the rankings real quick first, actually.
We got a newbie back there, so she's testing out.
She's excited.
She's quick.
She loves Northwestern.
Yeah. So we do want you to leave your comments, and we'll get to those. But, Zach, we're looking at the full top 25. What do you got here?
So 2 teams from the top 25 lost last week.
Okay.
St. X lost to St. Ignatius. So they're still close to the top 25, but they're out now. And Northwestern beat Miami Central. Kind of dominated the game, ended up winning 21-7. So Northwestern goes from unranked all the way up to 14. They've played great football this year. Their only loss was to IMG Academy. Miami Central stays in the top 25. They went from 10 to 19. So, there's still going to be a chance for those 2 teams, along with Carroll City. If they can win that state title, that's going to be the team that most likely finishes inside the top 15. And even Northwestern could potentially move on up to the top 10. So,
all right. There you have it. There's the full top 25. We're going to start diving into some more specifics here, but a few comments, a few shout-outs here. Louisiana, the Wildcats, La Vega High School area, what's up? Always Wisconsin. Tommy likes Horlick to win it all.
Okay, Tommy.
Immaculate High School in Florida. Chino says check him out.
All right.
And Anthony says something. East lost to IMG by 3 scores.
They did. But, hey, I'll tell you what. It was a good game until the second half started, and then IMG outscored them 21-0. So.
Yeah, we were talking about that game Friday. We got to keep an eye on this one.
The first half.
East was right there.
First half was back and forth, man. And the second half was all one-sided, though. Trey Sanders is a stud.
All right, well, let's get to some Florida football here. And Northwestern's, they've been around. They're always a legit program, and they showed they are for sure for real.
Yeah. They beat a very good Miami Central team, a team that, had IMG Academy on the ropes, won in Vegas at Gorman, and Northwestern dominated this game. There's Devod Wilson. That kid's been a stud this year, 2018 Florida commit. He's had 6 INTs in his last 4 games. Tutu Atwell, the quarterback for Northwestern, big-time playmaker. Love the defense for Northwestern this year, though. They've allowed 7 points or less in 6 of 7 games this season. And, clinched the second straight region title, District 16 6A, one of the toughest, if not the toughest in all of Florida. Second straight year for Northwestern. Big-time win against Miami Central. They beat Miami Central and Carroll City in a 2 or 3 week span. 2 of the most impressive wins in all of Florida, and they won both those games easily. So, this team's playing great defense. And last week I was a little nervous with Northwestern because their top defensive player, arguably, Samuel Brooks, out for the year, suffered a knee injury against Carroll City. Defense didn't lose a beat. Demetrius Mays, the Mike linebacker, is a stud, and obviously we saw Devod Wilson there. Larry Bluestein, the king of South Florida when it comes to high school football. He told me to watch these boys before the season started, and he was definitely right about Northwestern.
All right, and that's another state when it gets to the playoffs and the brackets there. I mean, that's loaded up and down as well. Yeah,
it's going to be fun, man. And a big game this weekend between Miami Central and Carroll City, because the winner of this game's going to have a better, chance at a seeding in the playoffs.
Yep.
So that's a big game going down this weekend also, too. Northwestern's pretty much got it locked up for that top seed. So.
All right, few shout-outs for DeSoto High School.
Yeah.
Always a solid
big
program.
Game this week, man, against Duncanville. Both teams undefeated so far this year.
Nice.
And it's, I guess I shouldn't keep it a secret. It'll be a game of the week this week for us. So.
Yeah, a lot of great games. We're almost to Halloween, and that playoffs are here, and these games are all big for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Archer High School getting some love. Lowndes High School.
Yeah.
Hewitt Trussville from Alabama, team loaded with D1 talent.
Yeah, and getting back to Lowndes real quick, they, they're the, I think, number 27 team just outside of the top 25.
Okay.
The top 25 teams keep winning, so it's hard to get these new teams in. They play Colquitt County this weekend, too, and that'll be another game featured in our top 10 games. So that's going to be a big test for Lowndes, but, they beat a very good Tift County team a couple weeks ago, and very impressed with what they're doing out in Georgia, too.
All right, the Kaplan Pirates getting some love out in Louisiana. Chenango, the Forks out in New York. I like that. All right. Fort Dorchester High School in
South Carolina.
Good,
they got
good
a
program.
DK Joyner at quarterback. Whew. You check some highlights out on that boy. He's nice. And back in the day, he got offered a scholarship to play basketball at North Carolina. So, he's a pretty good athlete.
All right, what about East? How do they get back in the rankings? They got to roll through Utah.
Run the deck, beat Bingham in the state championship, and you guys can book a spot in the top 25.
All right, just like that. All right, let's get to some Texas football here. And Katie's always in the rankings, it seems, and they're on the move up.
Yeah, they jumped up a few spots this week. They continue to dominate. You're getting a look at my guy, DeAndre Glass. Steve, all he did last week, he had 6 touches.
Okay.
5 touchdowns. I would love to be that kid that finally got that tackle to hold him out of the end zone. 211 total yards for DeAndre Glass. He's one of the top running backs in the class of 2019. They also got 2018 BYU commit Josh Oglesby in the backfield. So one of the best backfields in all, not just Texas, but in all of high school football. Defense has been lights out for Coach Joseph, too. They've allowed 13 points total in their last 4 games. So, Katie's had guys like Rodney Anderson, who had that big-time touchdown last week for Oklahoma, and also Kyle Porter. These are 2 Katie alum running backs. I think DeAndre Glass is better than both those guys, though.
Wow.
So
he must be pretty good. All right, watch out for Pace High School in Florida. Alito getting some love. Nemo Robinson, an 8-man team.
Speaking of running backs, Alito's got Jace McClellan. He's the reigning MaxPreps Freshman of the Year. He's an Oklahoma commit. He's another big-time player, too, to watch out for.
All right, what happened to Allen? Why'd they drop?
They actually didn't drop. Maybe talk about a different rankings.
That could be the computer rankings.
Yeah, Allen's number 6, I believe. I want to pull the rankings up real quick. They didn't move at all. Okay. The top 9 teams all stayed the same. They all won. Bingham's the only new team in the top 10. They went from 11 to 10 because of Miami Central's loss. But yeah, Allen stayed put at number 6. They had a nice win against Denton Guyer, I believe, last week. So
okay, yeah, and we do have 2 sets of rankings on the site. We have our Xcellent 25 that Zach puts together, and then we have our national and statewide computer rankings presented by the National Guard, and the computer rankings may have dropped Allen. So
it's tough to drop when you beat Denton Guyer by 40 points.
It is tough, but the computer rankings are kind of
they have a formula.
They have a formula, and usually at the end of the year they're pretty legit.
Yeah.
All right, St. Ed's #1 team in Ohio. You agree?
Yeah, they're if we pull up the next 5 real quick, they're actually the closest out of the state of Ohio to be in the next 5. They're there at number 29. And I believe they play St. Ignatius this coming week, so that's going to be a big game. That's a team that just knocked off St. X, handed St. X their first loss. They're hoping they can do the same thing to St. Edward this weekend. But, St. Edward, they're 9-0 this year, playing outstanding football. And, you can make a case they're the best team in the state of Ohio for sure.
All right, Chris wants to know, how come Cartersville out of Georgia
it's the strength of schedule.
It's not in the top 25.
That's the biggest issue with Cartersville I've had is strength of schedule. I know they beat a team in Florida that's maybe top 20, but probably not even in the top 20 in Bartram Trail.
Okay.
That's been the issue with Cartersville's. Yeah, they're winning games. It's very impressive. They won 38 games in a row, and Trevor Lawrence, can make a case as the best overall player in high school football.
Yep.
But they just don't have the quality wins, and that's the main reason why they're not in the top 25. They're definitely in the top 40 range, though. And if they run the deck, win a state title, and have some other teams ahead of them lose in the playoffs, then Cartersville will end the season in the top 25. So Trevor Lawrence, too, best arm and best hair in the game, though. I'll give him that.
That's for sure. All right. Dean says no Maryland teams. Watch out for them.
Actually, there is a Maryland team, St. Francis Academy. They're in the top 20, and they've been playing great football this year. DeMatha, man, they've had a tough year this season. They lost their 3rd consecutive game. You see St. John's there at 24, the team out of D.C., first time they beat DeMatha since 1994 on Saturday.
That's a huge win.
But yeah, St. Francis there at number 17 too. So
all right, let's get to the next team you want to talk about, South Point.
Yeah,
and they're on a roll.
They're on a roll, man. They keep moving up. You're going to look at Darion Kendrick. He's in the Player of the Year race. South Point's 9-0 this year. They moved up 4 spots from 15 to 11, and they're trying to win their 4th consecutive state title this season, and they got a good chance because of this guy right here, DK. He's right there in the thick of the race for National Player of the Year. He reminds me of Cam Akers, kind of the type where next year he's going to be playing wide receiver. I know Cam Akers is a running back at Florida State, but Cam Akers was a quarterback. He led Clinton to a state title in Mississippi. Okay. And Darion Kendrick is a quarterback and one of the best in all of high school football. He's going to most likely play another position, most likely wide receiver at Clemson. But, you know, you put on the tape of him at quarterback, he's easily one of the best in high school football. And he's got South Point playing great football. They're winning by nearly 40 points per game this year. So.
All right, moving along with some comments. Odessa High School in Texas, one to look out for. Manville beat Elkins 52-7.
Manville, they got my guy Jalen Preston there, one of the best in all of high school football, and he's also a big-time basketball player too. So,
all right, and then Keith says Archer beat Cartersville in 7-on-7. Hard to really judge 7-on-7 because it's it's not real football.
But it's like people saying, you know, Zion's the best because he beat LaMelo in an AAU game. I mean, come on, it's AAU.
Right.
So.
Right, yeah, it's tough to judge 7-on-7.
That was directed at you, Linden. So.
All right, let's continue on, and we're going to talk about Trinity High School.
Yeah, you know, Bob Beatty, one of the best high school football coaches. Rondell Moore makes his job easier, too, because he's arguably been the best wide receiver in all of high school football. He's right there in the race, too, with Darion Kendrick for Player of the Year. One of the best all-around teams. He got, you know, Stephen Heron on the D-line, big-time player. They got 2 of the best players in all of Kentucky and in all of high school football, matter of fact. They're winning by nearly 30 points a game this year. Now, they're done. They got a bye this week. 6A playoffs coming up next. They've won 25 in a row dating back to last year. Steve, this school's trying to win their 25th state title in school history this year, so pretty impressive.
That's crazy.
And 12 of those 24 state titles have come under the current head coach, Bob Beatty, who's done a phenomenal job with Trinity, and they're just rolling through the state. I mean, these boys are big time.
All right, shout out to the Braves Bartram High School for winning their looks like their division. Congratulations to them.
Also, a shout out to the Dodgers for clinching the NL pennant.
Let's just
going to the World Series for the first time since 1988.
Let's just end the show now.
You know I was getting that in there, baby.
Go Astros. All right. No Mississippi teams in the rankings.
Yeah.
The Forks, again, getting some love. Maybe with Halloween coming out, maybe we should go do something on the Forks.
Yeah, I think we should. Is there any spoons out there or just forks?
I don't know, but Forks, that's pretty good.
I like it.
All right, playoffs.
Yeah.
Talking about playoffs.
Playoffs?
We are, because some of the top 25
teams can win a game, so.
Yeah, some of these top 25 teams right here in our rankings are actually in the playoffs.
Starts this week. Ben Davis, been one of the best teams in high school football. You see them there on the screen, the number 7 team. And they start in Indiana's largest classification, the 6A bracket. They're trying to win their 9th state championship in school history. Up first is Lawrence Central, and they beat them 42-7 this year, so I don't see any problem for Reese Taylor and his boys. But
hard to beat a team twice in 1 year, but that looks maybe that one.
That's true. And last year, a lot of people thought Warren Central was going to win the 6A state championship, and they didn't even make it to the semifinals. So this is a good field, man. You got some good teams. Warren Central will be in there. Carmel, the defending champs, will be in there. And, you know, Center Grove, a team that won 2 years ago and lost in overtime to Carmel last year, will be there. So there's some very good teams in this bracket. But I look at Ben Davis, and I look at them as, you know, being right up there with any team in high school football. I would love to see them play a team like IMG or Mater Dei just to see if they can hang with those big boys, with all those national recruits.
All right, and Eric wants to end the show by saying that number 4 goes down this week. Duncanville beats them.
Yeah, hey, Duncanville's undefeated. They're playing great football, and you know, they got the old coach that was at Dallas Skyline over there now. He's done a phenomenal job with Duncanville. It's going to be a big game, man, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm probably leaning towards DeSoto at their number 4 team in the country.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be shocked if Duncanville did pull the upset there. Duncanville's a very good football team. DeSoto, they've been playing great football as of late. Kind of started the year a little slow. Very young team on defense, but their defense has been playing great so far. And then Courtney Douglas, the quarterback, you know, It's a great story in high school football. He's had to sit behind Tristan Wallace and then Sean Robinson last year, and he's getting his chance, and he's playing big boy football this year for DeSoto. So,
all right, we're going to wrap up the show right now. Good luck to everybody playing, and we'll come back, maybe talk some big games later this week. And yes, Lewis, we don't always just talk about the West Coast teams.
We didn't even talk one California team.
Besides the
Dodgers.
stupid Dodgers.
Hey, DJ Uwangalele for St. John Bosco. Big time, man. Sophomore quarterback. Broke the school record for most passing yards in a game. See you, Josh Rosen. See you, Real Mitchell.
All right. Go Astros. That's Zack Poff.
Let's go Dodgers.
Montoya. Woo! We're out. Playing a little mini cornhole.
I think you missed all three.